Hello, my name is Dylan Hall, and this is Let's Draw. One of the most fun things that could be done with art and cartooning is giving things personality, and especially in cartooning, it's not always the things you would expect. For instance, here I could start with a circle and create a clock, perhaps. Right? We already know a clock has a face, so why not make it look like a face? We could take the hands of a clock, but rather than them being hands, let's say they are eyebrows. I love being able to sort of take these real objects, inanimate objects, and sort of take inspiration from real life and do something creative that could give them a personality. You know, it's not just giving them a face, but let's say this is a clock and he is not happy because maybe someone is late to something and he is not happy about it. And that could be a fun little story just with this image alone. How do we portray that idea that he's upset that you are late for something? It could be kind of funny, since we are giving him arms, if we sort of take the arm here and let's give him a wristwatch on the clock. And then this face could be a little bit more. Hey, you're late! What are you doing? You're gonna be late! I think it'd be good if this hand is sort of pointing. He's trying to let you know that you're about to be late. And these arms are supposed to kind of be extensions of, you know, it's like they're decorative, like a decorative part of the clock. I don't know if I like that though. But it does kind of sell the idea that the hands are a part of the decorative part of the clock. And this sketch is super messy, but that's okay. Sometimes sketches are like that. Problem now is that I don't see a place for a mouth. Of course, we could just adjust a little bit. Let's put the mouth here. Maybe you can't see the whole thing because it's being blocked. And, you know, we still want to sell the idea that this is the hands of the clock, so bring them together. You know, in sketching, you really want to get the personality is really important in a sketch, and you don't really have to worry so much about it looking exactly right, which is part of why I like sketching so much, because, you know, I don't necessarily have to worry about it looking perfect. You know, if I want to, and I want to take the sketch a little further, you know, I can do that. But I can do that later. Right now, I'm just figuring out the personality of the character, how they're feeling in this moment, a little bit of maybe putting a little thought into maybe how they are normally. Perhaps he's a very anxious clock, or he's just very, well, you know, time conscious. He can't really help it. He's literally a clock, so he can't quite help but to be a little stressed out when the people around him are maybe not as conscious of what time it is as he is. And I think that is good on that. I think I'm gonna call this drawing good. It's I think that's a lot of fun. And right there, we've taken something and, you know, like I say, I've taken inspiration from the real life object, what it actually is, and I've been able to use that to craft a personality around a household object. How about a lampshade? So we could just imagine there's a desk here, and create a body out of the lampshade, and could sort of turn the lampshade into a hat. And here we have the character, give him some eyes. I have an idea, because a lot of times, you know, people might use a lamp by their bed to read a book. So perhaps this lampshade is doing the same thing, and he is lighting up a book. I wonder if I can sell the book, also being alive and being just as interested in the story as the lampshade is. I like it. Now, oftentimes we hear of disputes on the road of whether or not the light was green or red or yellow, as some people seem to have a harder time telling that than others. So what if perhaps the lights themselves are having that same argument. So we'll have one here. And he's saying, it was red, it was clearly red, come on! I was blinking! And yellow is here in the middle, going, no you weren't! I was yellow, clearly the light was yellow! And green is down here, you know, he's heard it a million times and he's just like, whatever. If any sketch deserved a little bit of color, it would be this one. There we go. Now, over here, perhaps we could use two items to sort of show a juxtaposition of emotions or feelings, personalities. For instance, we could have a nice, relaxed cup of tea. And he's ready for a nap. He's been ready for a while. Got a mellow cup of tea here, next to a mug of coffee, full of energy. Perhaps we have a younger tree, very proud of her tallness, how she looks down on the world, and everybody looks up at her and says, "Ah, what a beautiful tree," and she's very proud of what a pretty tree she is, looking down at the world. We could sort of juxtapose her with a wiser, older tree. And when people see it, they might think, oh, what a sad old tree. They don't have, you know, as many leaves. They're not as tall. But she's happy. And probably happier than the proud young tree is. Because she finds beauty in herself. She doesn't need somebody else to tell her, because she already knows that she is a beautiful tree, just being herself. And like any good or bad drawing deserves, I'm going to sign it and put the year so I remember when I drew this. And with that, I'm going to end this video here. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. Of course, I want to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.